So here, even though I want to go to the right of that van, I'm going to move to the left a bit from now. Once I get closer, I'll check my mirrors and go around. But I don't want to be driving on the wrong side for too long. So like once I get around here, I'm going to check my mirrors and move over to the right. And then once I've gone past them, I'm going to check my mirror again and move over back to the left. So turning into the test centre here, I'm just going to go really slowly. It is quite narrow here, small gap. So I'm just going to go really slow, take my time, and even use my clutch control to make it a bit slower there, make it a bit more controlled as well. Okay, turning right to the end of this road. So a lot of people fail here because when they hear the words right, they position themselves too far to the right like this, and then this causes them to get a serious fault because you're too far to the right. You want to make sure you're on your side of the road, and when you're coming out of here as well, check the left because there's a hedge there blocking your view. Make sure that it's safe, and then once it is, you carry on. When you've got pedestrians in the road like this, just slow down a bit and don't ignore them, don't treat them like they're not there, especially in this kind of zone where it's quite heavily pedestrianised. You've got a lot of people walking around on the road as well, so you want to keep your speed down. They've even put a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit here. Just observe that and not to go too fast, and if there's any pedestrians in front of you, slow down and maybe even stop. So at the roundabout here, I'm turning right. I'm just going to check my centre mirror, right mirror, signal right, and then I'm checking the right from earlier. It looks like it's clear right now, and I'm going to go round. It's a big enough roundabout for me to signal left as I'm coming off, so that's what I'm going to do. Once I go past the second exit, I'm going to check my mirrors and signal left. Barely touching the gas here, and the car's still moving, so I don't want to go too fast. Then once I've steered straight again, the signal cancels itself, but if you hadn't, I would have to cancel it manually. Taking my time because you can see this car in front of me is going slowly out of that bay, which is okay, so I'm just going to take my time and not rush towards them. And then at the end here, I'm going to turn left, so mirror, mirror, signal left. I'm not going to get too close to this guy, so I'm going to give him space. So once it's clear, I'm going to go more forward, positioning myself towards the left, checking behind that truck, make sure there's nothing coming from the side of them. And then once I'm happy it's clear, I'll carry on. Roundabout, I'm going straight second exit. Right now the lane on the left is closed, so I had to use the right lane because that was the only one available. Checking the right, I'm going to check my mirror and aim for the left lane straight away once I've joined the roundabout. Now I'm in the left, check my mirrors and signal left as I'm going past the second exit, the first exit, and then check my mirrors again as I'm coming off. So sometimes you might enter a roundabout, the lane that you need to use is blocked. Use the other lane and then position yourself correctly once you get into the roundabout. So I can see up ahead the traffic light is red and the people have stopped. So I'm not going to zoom there and then slam my brake. I'm already kind of slowing down from earlier. I've checked my centre mirror, and then I'm just going to just brake really gently, clutch all the way down, come to a nice smooth stop, easing off the brake a tiny bit just so it's more smooth, and then back on the brake again. So that's how you get a nice smooth brake. Don't wait until you get to where you're going to start braking. I started slowing down before, and then as I got here, I started braking gently, nice and early, and then eased off the brake a tiny bit just before I stopped, and then squeezed it back on again gently. So as I'm waiting, I'm looking at the lights as well. I don't want to just rely on these people. So once the light starts changing, I'm going to start preparing my car. I'm in first gear, biting point, gas as well, handbrake down, checking my mirrors as I'm moving off. I'm going to signal here actually, just let the people know that I'm going to be turning left, and then turn. Normally I would want to be in that lane, but I can see these cars are parked, and I can tell because that one's got the hazard lights on, and I can tell this van's parked as well because it's really close to the edge, and there's no traffic in front of him as well. So when you're trying to figure out if someone's parked or not, look how close they are to the curb, look out for the hazard lights, and look out for any mirrors that are tucked in, that kind of thing. So we've got a car on the right there that's turning right, so these cars that are in the lane are going to try to come in my lane potentially, so I'm just going to keep an eye out for that. and this lane's merging now as well. So I'm going to check my mirrors, check my right mirror especially, because the lanes are coming together. Make sure the guy behind me doesn't try to squeeze into this space in front of me. And then right now the car in front, two of them are turning right, so I'm going to position myself towards the left, but I can see there's a car waiting to come out of this. I'm going to be careful with them as well. I want to position myself left just so I can go around this car as it's turning. So I don't want to be stuck behind them for no reason. So now the lane's coming to an end, so I'm just going to check my mirrors and go into the right lane when it's safe. Checking my mirrors, making sure that this guy's not braking too much as I go into that lane. Because if he is, then I might have stayed more in my left lane there. And just say thanks to this guy for letting me through. So there the light was changing to red, it was amber. I didn't want to slam my brake to stop there, so I just carried on. Because I already picked a point of no return. Once I've gone past a certain point, I wasn't going to stop. So that's what you want to do. Don't start deciding at the time. Have a point that you're going to choose to carry on or stop, and when you get there you just carry on. So right now there's a motorbike on my side here, so I'm just going to keep an eye on him, but I'm not going to let him affect the way I drive. So what a lot of learners do is they'll see somebody behind them and then they'll try to move over to the left or try to slow down so they can go past them. You don't want to do that. Just be aware that they're there, but don't change the way you're driving because of them. If they're behind you and they want to go around you, they'll do the hard work, not you, okay? Making sure you keep an eye on keep clear signs as well. Like the floor there says keep clear, so you don't want to block that necessarily. Because then if you were to block it now, this guy wouldn't be able to turn as he's turning now, which wouldn't be ideal. On this kind of road, it can be tempting to go fast because it looks like a fast road. You know, you've got two lanes going one way, but it's still 30 miles an hour, so you have to keep that in mind and not to go too fast. So here I'm turning right, third exit. This is one of those roundabouts where you're going to have to change lanes as you go around, and I'll show you how to do that safely. So we'll start off on the right side like we are, but we can't stick to this side the whole time, otherwise you're going to keep going round in circles. So right now I'm on the far right lane, but I've gone past the first exit. Second exit is just over there. Once I go towards the second exit, I want to start thinking about changing more towards the middle. I'm just checking my mirrors now, and then now I'm in the middle lane, and then I'll check my mirrors and signal left now. I can come off in the middle lane, or I can come off using this left lane here, but I want to check my mirrors before I do that, and that's how you do it safely. It's all about mirror checks and making sure that you're aware of who's next to you as you're doing that. So right now I want to join the left-hand lane. I'm just going to check my mirrors, make sure there's nothing in that lane there. Do a little shoulder check as well. I'm not going to do like a full blind spot check right behind me. So just over my shoulder like that is enough for me to see if there's anybody beside me. I've got my blind spot mirror as well to help me with that, but if you haven't got that, just a simple like that should be enough to see anybody that you might have missed in your mirror. Distance, I can see there's a bus in the left-hand lane, which is why I'm changing lanes from earlier, and I'm expecting loads of cars from the left-hand lane to start moving over to this lane as well. So for that reason, I'm looking at this mirror in case I need to change lanes, and I can see there's cars changing, so I'm going to change over to the right, just so that I can avoid having to slow down with this guy in front of me there. So it's all about forward planning and seeing what's in the road. So there, I saw the bus first of all, then I was thinking about the cars that were behind the bus. And if you plan it early enough, you can keep the car moving smoothly. So, but now that I've done the overtaking, I want to go back to the left. I'm not overtaking anymore. To start there, being in the middle lane for now, but the car there is too close, so there's no point me trying to go really close behind them. If I'm not overtaking, if they're going a bit faster than I am, I can check my mirrors again, signal left, check the mirror one more time, and join that lane. And then here, joining this lane here, checking for any cars that are coming from behind. I want to go to the right lane actually, so I'm turning right at the roundabout. But you notice I've done that lane change one by one. I didn't go straight to the right from as soon as I joined. You want to do each lane change separately, yeah? And we're going to turn next right, so mirror, signal. I can see there are people walking towards the road, the ones with the dog. So I'm just going to go into first gear and see what they do. Let them cross. So there's a motorbike coming there as well, so I'll let him go. And then once they've gone, I'm going to start turning